Okay, everyone. So while I'm gone, I wanted to do a couple videos because you guys should be working in Khan Academy, and this one's obviously on simplify square root expressions. Now, before I do a couple example problems in here, I wanted to remind you that you have not only this assignment, but I added a cube roots assignment, a quiz, and a unit test from Khan Academy. All of this is for extra practice to help us get ready for the final. Since I'm not there to teach you right now, I'm hoping this video will suffice. So, that being said, let's get started here. So, how would I simplify? Notice I have to times this together. Well, 6 times 2 is 12, is it not? So we already multiplied our numbers together. Now let's look at the square roots. Now, in my first square root, remember 15 is 3 times 5. Now remember, these are baby square roots here. 20 is 4 times 5, and 4 is 2 times 2. So now remember, all those prime numbers are baby square roots. So notice how I do have a couple pairs of 2, which make another 2. I do have a couple 5s, which make another 5. I have this extra square root of 3 left over. So I know my answer is going to have square root 3 in it. Now let's times these numbers together. I know 12 times 2 times 5 is 120. And please use your calculator if you need help with that. Now let's take care of the y's here. Y4, of course, is y, 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 y. The y2 is another y and a y. Remember, with square roots, every 2, and these are all baby square roots, right? Every 2 makes a regular number. So these 2 y's make a y, these 2 y's make another y, these 2 y's make a third y. And if I times it together, I will get y cubed. So this is my final answer, 120 y cubed times the square root of 3. So again, remember, with square roots, you're going to take pairs of 2, and they make regular numbers. Anything that doesn't match up stays as a square root. Okay. So here I wanted to remind you that you do have right here a little button which accesses this little keyboard here. And you can use this keyboard as well as your regular keyboard on your Chromebook. But if you click on this, this is how you can get powers and squares, and for our purposes this time, the square roots. And of course, if we needed to, we could also done a fraction and so on. So I'm hoping that you practice getting good at using the little keyboard within Khan Academy. Okay, let's try one more here. So this time I know 8 is 2 times 4, 4 is 2 times 2. Remember, these are all baby square roots. If I take 2 of them, I make a regular 2. This extra one stays square root 2. Now what about x3 here? Well, x means 2 of them make an x. This extra x here stays as a square root. What about the y square? Well, y times y, remember these are square root y's now, together make a regular y. And there's our answer. So our final answer is 2xy times the square root of 2x. One more. Notice that this is just a 3, so it's the square root of 3. This is just a square root of 5. This 10 is a square root 2 times square root 5. So I can pair up my 5's. What do I do with the 3 and 2? I times them back together. I get square root 6. Now we're ready to do our x's. x4, x, 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 x. x2, x, x. Every two of them makes a regular x. And if I times those 3 x's together, I get x cubed. So there's my final answer. I have a 5x cubed times square root 6. So guys, hopefully this video helps you. And the main goal was to get you through simplify square root expressions. Don't forget about the other assignments that I also gave you though. Okay, couple more videos are coming.